Hi, Year 9s. Before we get going on this week's lesson, I just want to clear up some misconceptions that popped up from the Educate quiz from last week's lesson so that you have those firm in your mind before we move on. So first I want to talk about the 3 different types of blood vessels. Most of you did really well with these first 2 types of blood vessels. So this first one here, you should see these valves within the blood vessel show you that it is a vein. And we know that the veins carry the blood away from the organs and back towards the heart and lungs. This one here, the second one, has such thick walls, which most of you got correct to say that that is an artery. The one that a lot of you missed was which one is the smallest blood vessel. So the smallest blood vessels are known as capillaries. So they have very thin walls. The walls are only 1 cell thick, which you can see here. So this would be 1 cell, this would be another cell, and only 1 red blood cell can fit through the capillary at a time. This is to make it as easy as possible for all of the oxygen to leave the blood and the carbon dioxide to enter the blood. So another thing that a lot of you missed is that the carbon dioxide doesn't go into the red blood cells, but into the plasma. So the carbon dioxide goes into the plasma, whereas the oxygen goes into the red blood cells, where the oxygen is. So they're not actually held by the same point. They are both carried by the blood, but not by the same part of the blood. All right. This little bit here, so the small bits within the blood are the platelets, which lead to clotting and scabbing so that you can see it. The plasma is that clear liquid that is the actual part of the blood. If you've ever had a scab and you've kind of picked at it a little bit and it's only been yellowy liquid that comes out of it, that would be the plasma. Whereas if it's red, that's because of the red blood cells that are able to get through. And this big cell here is the white blood cell. So this is another question that a lot of you missed. Some of you said cell membrane, some of you said nucleus, things like that. It was just asking, what is this component of the blood? What is this part of the blood? The part of the blood is the white blood cell. All 4 of these, A, B, C, and D, are different components of the blood, and they're the only ones that you will be asked for. So hopefully that's all clear in your head now, and we'll get started on this week's lesson.